Yeah, Dan, W7 KMV, K7EME. Got you there, Dan. How you doing this morning? And looking forward to having lunch with you guys tomorrow. Yeah, W7 KMV, W7 KMV, W7. Uh-oh.
Hearing a little bit there, hearing a little bit, W7 KMV.
Yeah, W7 KMV, W7 KMV, K7EME, K7EME. Helps if the amplifier's on.
I heard a little bit of you before, or maybe it just spiked, but anyhow, looks like we got an airplane there a little bit towards my side. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, for some reason the PTT cable was out a little bit, I think, on the amplifier. But yeah, looking forward to having lunch with you guys tomorrow.
Good. Second place with an all rendezvous at, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'll start listening. About what time are you guys leaving? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we'll start listening over that way, and I'm sure Al will be on as well. Al, are you here? Yeah, Al was here a few minutes ago. I think he's out trying to get his antenna aimed in the right spot, get it calibrated. Anyway, yeah. So I'll be listening out your way in the morning, Dan. Over. Yeah, hold on a sec. I got the volume down too low. What was the last thing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need to get my headphones. My headphone cable's too short for the flex. I finally ordered a new cable. It should be there this week. Dan, over.
ZYP, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead, Al. I got a pretty good copy on Dan. Go ahead. You take it for a while.
Yeah, good morning, Dan. Got a good copy on you here. I've been listening. K7ZYP. Go ahead, Dan. Well, that's good. That's good. So you're coming over tomorrow, huh?
Good morning, Doug. W5R.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're going to have some lunch tomorrow at one point over. Okay, well, looking forward to it. Doug can give me all the details, and I'll see if I can work it into my busy schedule. Back to you, Doug.
Yeah, okay. I'm losing Dan now. I don't have any airplanes at the moment. So, Dan, if you can copy it all, 7373s, we'll be in touch tomorrow. We'll figure out what time and where. So looking forward to it. 73s, and Al, I'm going to swing back up toward Phoenix there. I'll let you wrap it up with Dan. Over to you, Al.
Okay, Dan, you still copying? W7KMV, K7ZYP. I guess not there, Doug. Okay, well, 7373 there, Dan. We'll catch you later on, K7ZYP. Yeah, what time did he say he was going to be coming through?
He said he's leaving at 8 o'clock, and so he'll be. We can hear him at most any time once they get mobile. I know you can real early on. So we'll see, but he'll be on 144-200.
Okay. Yeah, I guess about, probably start listening about 9 o'clock. Give them a chance to get on the road and, get their thoughts together there, over.
Oh yeah, yeah, and get down out of the hills there too. I can always work you once I get down that first half hour. You get out of down toward the flats in south of or north, excuse me, of Lordsburg, and then you can hear pretty well. All right, well let's see. So Robert, I see you're online. Let's get you up to date.
W5RCQ.
Yeah, I've got you there, Jerry. Just to confirm that, got you on the list.
W7WHV.
Okay, and I got you there, Steve. You're going to be sticking around, Steve?
Oh, yes, sir. Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, just like clockwork. Okay, Robert, you ready to add things to the list?
Roger, roger.
Okay, so I had right before Al there. Let's go ahead and put Steve N7THW.
Okay.
All right. After him, K7VNE in and out.
Okay.
And then at number 6, after Al, we got Jerry, W5RCQ.
Okay.
And then Steve there, W7WHB.
WD7R.
Okay, and then after Steve, there's some more DX. I gotta tune him in a little better. Let me see if my antenna rotor will go that far. I don't know. WD7R.
Yeah, good morning. Really rare grid. Good to hear you, Doug, and hope you are doing well. WD7R.
Yeah, really strong this morning, Mike. Yeah, good copy. And Mike, I finally ordered the stuff for Flight Sim. I found I had a really good productive day doing some YouTube sort of quote unquote research on stuff. I didn't know this, but Boeing Thrustmaster has a Boeing yoke made ergonomically designed after their basic airliner yoke. It's called the Thrustmaster something Boeing edition, and it is awesome, and everybody likes it, including the guys that are pilots when they're using it. And then but the throttle quadrant that goes with it, it was bad. They didn't like that. So I was going to get the Turtle Bay, and people don't really like the yoke on Turtle Bay, but they like the throttle quadrant. And I finally got it through my head that you don't need to get them both from the same company. And so late last night, I had an epiphany and did some more looking around. And who is it? Honeycomb makes a throttle quadrant that is perfect for the Boeing lineup, and for general aviation, also twin engine and four engine airliners and everything. It's all configurable, and it is awesome. So I finally got the combination I want, and so I ordered it, and it'll be here Wednesday.
Hey, outstanding, Doug. Yeah, you can mix and match. It's just drivers, drivers and settings. So very good. You can assign different controls to different switches and whatnot. So yeah, have fun with that. And yeah, looking forward to seeing your setup there. Did you get the envelope from me?
No, I thanks for the heads up on that, and I haven't. I have to go out to the mailbox. I will do that later on today and get that. But thank you much.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mailed it on Thursday morning, so I'm curious what it takes snail mail Pony Express.
Phoenix to Tucson. So if it's not in there from yesterday, it'll probably be there Monday. So, all right, I'll let you go. I'll be here. 7-3s for now, WD7R.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Thanks for the heads up, and sorry, guys, for the. I had to tell our resident airline pilot about my new toy. Anyway, so with that, let's get things going here. Anybody else wanting to check in?
E4MA portable 7.
W.
Okay, I got 3 of you, VE4MA Portable 7. Good morning, Barry. How was the microwave activity day? I've got a preliminary report. Sounds like there was some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Yeah, I think we had a good time, even though a lot of the stations couldn't make it on for various reasons. But hopefully next month will be more active. Over.
Yeah, well, and I'll wait till we get some of the reports there. Robert had some interesting stuff there as well, and so sounds good. I'll look forward to your report also on that. And sounds like you and Jim had some good success there. And I wonder if you tried 122. Anyway, we'll save that for later. Jim, W7ADF, I got you in there. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. I'm going to be in and out this morning. I've still got a little bit of a cold. I got some California crud when we went there for that concert, and still trying to get over that. So I'm just going to be in and out this morning, but other than that, everybody's doing good.
Okay. Hey, yeah, I can tell. The California crud. Okay. What concert? Just briefly, who was it you went to see?
Well, it was my wife's great niece, Ingrid Andress, opening for Stevie Nicks, and it was quite the concert.
Oh, how neat. Very cool. I thought you were going to say Taylor Swift. You seem like a Taylor Swift sort of guy there, Jim.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, really? All right, you get yourself feeling better. We'll catch you later.
Okay, 73.
I kind of started to double somebody. Was there K7HAM? I got you in there, Lynn.
Okay, we'll be 6 K7XP.
And that's the big mic click that I heard right when I went to talk. Okay, Lynn, got you on the list. And George, good morning.
Good morning. I need to get out of here, but it's not for the same reason. I just spent 5 days in a comm class with 19 people that are strange to me, and I got whatever one of them had, so I'm going to go lay down. See you later, K7XP.
Oh, George, yeah, okay. 2 of you guys sick. All right, well, man, I'm sorry to hear that, and I appreciate your checking in for sure, and making the effort when you're not feeling good. We'll catch you next week.
All right, 7-3. 7-3s, have a good night, K7XP.
All right, I guess I need to hunker down out here in Picture Rocks for a while. Anybody else out there? Morning, Mike. KD7UUN. How you doing?
Well, I had the crud, but I'm pretty much over it now. So, yeah, I'm doing good this morning, and I'll be standing by.
All right, very good. You survived the crud. Man, I didn't realize everything was all that stuff was going around. Of course, blissfully unaware out here in the boonies. Right, we got you on the list. Anybody else? Somebody started to say something. QRZ?
N6CAZ.
Morning, Jim. N6CAZ. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I had a busy day yesterday. I tried getting through on the 736, but I think having a little bit less power and you're pointed north, I don't think you heard me in there. But I figured I'd fire this one up, so at least get in there.
Yeah, if you want to go back to the 736 and try it, give me another call in a bit, because you're quite strong the way you're at. I should be able to hear you with 25 watts.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's doing that, to be honest. It's kind of weird. it looked like it was doing it on FM, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't have the mic gain up enough. It's kind of weird. I didn't have any Yaesu mics anywhere, so I wound up wiring up my Heil. I modified a Kenwood Heil cable, and it seems to be working. I mean, it's transmitting and stuff, but it's just kind of weird. So it's weird using a foot switch with it as well. So that's just where I'm at.
Yeah. Yes, I used it was a hand switch, but with the ICOM setup I had with the sequencers and everything, now it's with the Flex, it's all automated, so I don't have to worry about that. I've kind of forgotten about that, but after a while it becomes second nature. You just don't even know you're hitting it with your foot or your hand switch or whatever it is you're using. Okay, Jim. Well, thanks for getting checked in, and we'll get back to you.
All right. Yeah, I got to go walk the dogs here, and I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, I'll switch over to it and give it a try when you're getting everybody checked in and stuff like that, or actually when it's my time around. If you don't hear me, I'll switch back, so I can do that easily enough. All right, catch you in a little bit, and 6 easy.
Okay, sounds good. Anybody else out there?
You got a question, Doug?
Yeah, Steve, go right ahead.
I have assembled my mast and antenna, so if you could give me an S reading there, I would appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're louder than you have been in a while. That's for sure. I've glancing up, you're pretty close to S9.
Okay, alrighty. Well, before it started slowly tilting down towards the earth, and PVC does that in the sun, I guess, so we got some tent pegs up there that aren't going to bend.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing like aiming below the horizon to ruin your signal. No, you're significantly louder than you have been for a while.
All right, appreciate it, and we'll catch you a little bit later.
All right, sounds good. K7EME.
You're loud and clear in Sun City. And Doug, I was hearing Den this morning way back in the background, but not plane enhanced. I'm just amazed. I'm only about 2 dB away from being able to work him.
You know, thinking back on the radar, there wasn't really any planes that were favorable, so you might even be closer than that. I think you're just waiting for a plane to be just in the right spot there. But he had a pretty good signal. But there was only one plane. And I had just that one little window, and then he was down and gone. So anyway, yeah, and he's coming. He and his wife are coming to Tucson tomorrow, and they're going to be here for 4 days. So we're going to all have lunch, Al and myself and Den and his wife Marion.
Hey, that's terrific. Hey, maybe we can get Elon Musk to put up one of those big, 500-foot square reflectors that they're going to use for cell phones. If we could get him to put it up in the right place, we'd have it made.
I could hit that. I think we wouldn't be. It would be too hard to do that and just get it in the right spot. And we'd have our link up, and it wouldn't take any electricity, just big old reflector.
Yeah, and we could walk out and see it, so you could actually point your antenna at it by vision.
There you go. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll go look for his email address.
Well, the rumor is that he has indicated that he would be able to help ham radio, perhaps, and there's some talk about us getting and talking to Vince about it earlier, about us getting some money together to investigate a geosync for us like they have in Europe. That would be wonderful.
Oh, like the QO100, absolutely. I've thought about that. And it's interesting. Somebody must have asked him that question because I watch these launches. They about every 3 months or so they're doing a geosync launch. Some big satellite, and there a lot of times there's those piggyback missions that go along with it, so they could fit a couple maybe a double CubeSat in there or something like that, a 2U sized CubeSat, and do geosync. That would be awesome. And uplink on 2.4 gigs with just a few watts and a little dish parked in your backyard. That would be very cool.
Yeah, ham radio off of your dish that dish direct whatever that your homeowners association wouldn't even know you're a ham. Oh well. Well, I know there's some money out there. I was seeing an article that there's like $500,000 for exploratory. Hopefully that'll go somewhere.
Well, you know what? And there's a lot of university projects, double E projects, and somebody could put something like that together. I mean, in the scheme of things, $1 million sounds like a lot, but there's that kind of money out there. I would know for sure. And if SpaceX would kick in a ride. Whew, there's a lot of possibilities with that. That's really good news.
Oh, absolutely. And Vince and I were talking about it. I'd write a check for $500 if I thought it'd help.
Well, yeah, AMSAT, I don't know how their membership has been over the years. I'm sure they've got a fund there as well, and I certainly would join and support that. Absolutely.
10-7 meeting.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got some lurkers out there, and it looks like a new guy, over.
Okay, let me actually it scrolled out of view here. Let me get that. Okay, yep. Let's see. KC7 Romeo Zulu Romeo. Tom, are you listening locally? Yeah, I don't hear him. I see Chuck is lurking. Good morning, Chuck. Or early afternoon. Well, it's almost noon, I guess, probably about where you're at. How about lunchtime there? So good to see you on there. Troy, WA7ELN, are you by the radio, or are you still waking up? He's still waking up. How about you, Mike, ND7E?
Roger, November Delta 7 Echo. I just spoke to Matt Logger. Hopefully you're hearing me okay.
Yeah, I am. I swung the antenna just a wee bit over toward Catalina, and I've got you nice and good signal there, Mike. Good morning to you, and you going to be able to stick around?
Yeah, roger that. Actually, I was fortunate enough to leave behind Tony that shows up at the swap test, at the ham test, the guy that sells all the meat equipment. I bought one of those tire stands, you drive over with your vehicle, and I bought one from him last year. I left it here. I had a couple lengths of top rail fence, so I just stuck my elk antenna on top of that, and I'm running 100 feet of cheap coax to it. So anyway, that'll work for now, I guess.
Yeah, it's working just fine. I have one of those. I had Tony's the name of the guy that builds those, and actually some years ago I asked him about that, and he said he'd make one up for me, and he did, and then he started making them, and so yeah, that thing is awesome. Okay, I got you on the list there, Mike, and so we'll get back to you. You're fairly early in the queue there, so we'll talk to you in a little bit there. Let's see. Anybody else out there wanting to check in? back on Phoenix here. K7EME standing by for early check-ins for the Arizona SWATnet. And as a reminder, we are streaming on YouTube. So anybody who's out there listening via the internet, good morning to you guys as well.
Hey, 711.
There you are, Troy. Good morning.
I think Chuck might be listening on the SDR. I see 2 logins.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I see he's also on NetLogger. So I don't know if he's maybe doing that and the live stream both, but that's got to be Chuck. Okay, excellent. And Chuck will be coming back. He'll be back next week. I don't know, Chuck. You might let me know if you're not going to be back for the Thursday thing. I think I'll be taking that one more time. Anyways, so. Looking forward to Chuck getting back and all of that good stuff. So let's see if anybody else is out there. And yes, I just see a message on the on instant messaging that Chuck is listening both to your SDR there, Troy, and the live stream. So there you go, Troy.
Okay, real good. Anyway, we'll be monitoring here, WA711.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, Chuck will be back on Saturday coming up here. So we're looking forward to that. All right, K7EME standing by for early check-ins for the Arizona SWATnet. And anybody else wishing to check in? I'm going to stand by for a minute here. Let me run out to the kitchen. I'm going to grab a little something more to drink and let the dogs out. K7EME, be back in about 60 seconds here. Okay, back and all ready to go again. Dogs are happy, they're fed, and tails are wagging. K7EME standing by for early check-ins for the Arizona SWATnet. Hey, Robert, I got a quick question for you regarding the monitor window on NetLogger.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The instant messaging window will scroll down automatically, so I will see the latest post. Am I doing anything wrong on the monitors? Is there something? Because it doesn't scroll like that, so I have to be aware to keep scrolling down on that.
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I have it set up. I have 14 guys showing, and I probably got room for another 10, but I don't know. You got it probably compacted up pretty tight there. I'll play with it and see what I can find out.
Oh, okay. I got it. That's what I need to do. Okay, because yeah, with all the windows I got on the screen here, I see what I have to do. Okay, I'll park it down and try to find a different spot. But you know, I got all these windows on the flex screen. Okay, that answers my question though. K7EME. Oh yeah, I got it now. Okay, this is K7EME looking out toward the west and north, slightly to the northwest. K7EME for the Arizona SWATnet. And checking up to the north, K7EME. And over toward the northeast, Kilo 7 Echo, Mike Echo for the Arizona SWATnet. And looking over to the east and slightly to the southeast, K7EME. Yeah, I can hear you too, Dan. I saw that plane over by Duncan, so that's why I thought I'd swing over that way at this time. Okay, good copy. I can see we got Warren out there lurking about. K7CWA, good morning, Warren, if you got the radio up and running.
Yep, just getting everything set up and ready. And you don't miss much. I haven't been here long. K7EME, K7CWA, here for the net.
Okay, well, I think I'm kind of getting this computer thing figured out a little bit. It gets easier every week. Trying to keep all the different parameters going between the web broadcast and NetLogger and all this good stuff. So 5 years ago, if you told me that I'd be able to do this, I would have said you guys are crazy there, Warren. But kicking and screaming, I've made it into the computer age.
Yeah, well, that's where I live, and I tell you, like a problem I'm working on now is so esoteric that only a computer professional could actually understand what I'm talking about, I think, because it's very complex, very difficult to work with. So anyhow, that's my life.
Yeah, okay. Well, I know that, and I have a great respect for anyone who can negotiate their way around or navigate their way around the realm of computers, I guess. Anyway, we got you on the list there, Warren. Let's see. Is there anybody else out there wishing to check in?
I got a question. Whose was before Warren? I missed it.
Who was before Warren? Troy. Let's see. Did you got Troy in there? No, that's it. That's it. I was talking to Dan out there when I was swung out to the east. He was still. I was able to talk to him.
Okay, I heard you. Anyway, all right, we'll get Lauren in. Thanks.
Yeah, and then I saw a little message from Lynn, K7HAM, and he's not on the list there. So I have Lynn. If you insert him after Jim, W7ADF, you'll get Lynn in the proper spot, K7HAM.
Roger, roger.
I can't believe it. 2 weeks from today is Christmas Eve. Wow. That snuck up on us pretty quick. This is K7EME taking early check-ins for the Arizona SWATnet this morning. Listening on 144 250 and broadcasting online with a YouTube web broadcast, K7EME.
WD6CNF, good morning.
Good morning, Grant. Huge signal this morning. How are you doing?
Oh, enjoying the nice weather. Haven't quite gone outside to do the work on the antennas I need to do, but I'm up and kicking. I'll be here for that this morning, Doug.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, it is a beautiful morning. I'm sitting here looking out the window, and Picacho Peak, there's just no haze or anything out there. Just a clear morning. I bet if I stood up on my roof, I could see South Mountain from here. I swear. It's that clear down here. Sounds good. Got you on the list there, Grant. And I see Ken, W7KZM, has gotten on that logger. Ken, are you listening on 2 meters?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I've been monitoring and playing with a few toys around here to see if it works or not. And yeah, I'm here for now until the end. Thanks.
Okay, no worries. Got you on the list, Ken. You're in at number 20 this morning. Okay, K7EME.
Sounds like a good number.
And I see Mike, KD5NLP is out there as well. Mike, let me bump the antenna over toward Glendale a little bit here. The KD5NLP, are you out there on the radio? Okay, I see a note from Chuck. Okay, so the audio is not too hot on online. I guess you said it's all good. Okay, I can back it off. And Chuck, just a note. I finally got around to ordering the headphone extension, so I can get the headphones to the back of the flex here. So that'll cure the monitoring issue and maybe help the live my audio feed out a little bit as well. Anyway, K7EME.
Live stream sounding real good, Doug.
Okay, Steve, that's awesome. But I'll be glad to get rid of that monitor because I hear an echoing in here, and after a while I don't even notice it. But you know, I'm always wondering how much of that does get into the live stream, but evidently not. So that's good. Thanks for the report, Steve.
Yeah, no problem. No echo there. Maybe what Chuck was talking about that I hear, the loud stations coming in are much louder than you. However, the weaker stations are more in line with you, and it makes it easy to listen to the weaker stations. So I don't think you can do much about that, but I think it's set pretty doggone well. Okay, N17, show you back to net.
Okay, all right, I got it. And yeah, Chuck is Chuck is saying that the stream, he's hearing it well as well. So awesome. High tech stuff. I love it. This is really cool. K7EME standing by. And Steve, I did not get a chance yesterday to mess around with the link up on the 1296 receive, but I'll work on that probably today. I'll have some more time. Anyways, and then we'll be able to do a test from your place there on 1296.
Hey, sounds good. I'm planning on putting my new 400 cable up, Ultraflex cable, in after the net this morning, so that ought to be good. I want to try to also get my new 222 antenna up. So anyway, hope it all goes well.
Okay, well I'll mess around with that after the. I may have to go out and double check to make sure I've got voltages out on the dish for the preamp. It may something may have come loose out there. Not sure, but anyways, and it could just be a configuration issue. It's nothing serious, but I'll you know, I know I'm not hearing anything because I'm not hearing the beacon up there. Anyways, sounds good. Let's see. Anybody else out there? K7EME.
KD5NLP listening.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. KD5NLP. Go ahead, Mike.
Just turn the radio on, turn out the computer, and yeah, we'll be around for the net at 8:30. Go ahead, Mark. It was chilly this morning, 42 degrees.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, it is chilly this morning. 39 here right now. It was down to, well, I don't know. I think it was 36 when I came in here this morning. Anyways, we got you on the list, and thank you for checking in. This is K7EME standing by for early check-ins for the Arizona SWATnet. We've got about 19 minutes to go.
KW7 RNX.
Yeah, KM Kilo Mike 7, or is that KW7 RNX? Is that you, Ron?
Roger, Roger. Kilo Whiskey 7 Romeo November X-ray.
Yeah, okay, good copy this morning. Are you in the park?
We're parked on Mile Wide Road in Sandario this morning.
Oh, okay. You're not that far from me then. Mile Wide and Sandario. Are you right on Sandario? Just parked by the side of the road?
Right on Mile Wide, about a quarter mile up towards the park center.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. Well, good copy there. And so you are you doing Parks on the Air this morning on HF or anything like that?
Negative. Just checking in and participating with this message.
Okay, well, very good. We've got you on the list, and do appreciate you. You're going to be sticking around then, I'm assuming, right, Ron?
Roger that. I'll be here.
Okay, sounds good. Are you aware of our live stream on YouTube? I know you're running the loop there, Antenna. Do you, by any chance, can you get YouTube on your cell phone or anything while you're portable there?
I can. What am I looking for on YouTube?
Yeah, if you can do a search. I know you can't get a direct link off of. I'm thinking, if you go on YouTube and do a search for AZ space SWOT, SWOT for Sidewinders on 2, space Sunday. And if you do a search on those 3 words, AZ SWOT Sunday, you'll come up with the live feed, and just check to make sure it's not one of the older dates. And it'll have my call letters on there, and you'll see a sunset picture taken not far from where you're at, and you'll click on that, and you'll be able to hear all the stations that I am hearing. So I know you'll be able to hear people that you wouldn't otherwise hear. It'll be a lot less dead air for you. They're out operating portable. Go ahead.
Roger that. I'll look this up on YouTube, and yeah, I just thought if I got out of the shadow of the Tucson Mountains behind my house, we might have a little better chance this morning. So I'll be standing by, and I'll try to bring that up on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. I think that it'll make it a lot more interesting for you, because you'll be able to hear everybody. Okay, sounds good, Ron. Thanks for making that effort to check in, and it did help. I'm not even aimed at you, and of course I got you loud and clear there. So thank you much, Ron. All right, anybody else out there? K7EME. It looks like there might be a couple of planes in a good position for the Phoenix area to maybe give Den a holler there. So heads up, if anybody wants to, we got a little bit of pause in the check-ins. If anybody wants to aim their antenna out toward Silver City, New Mexico, there's 2 or 3 planes out there that might be in a good spot for Den. Jerry, you wanna give a shout out that way? I know Den is listening online, so he probably has just enough time to swing his antenna up that way. Jerry, over. Gonna try around the compass again here. We'll start out toward the west. K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet, looking to the west and northwest. something there. Anybody out to the west or northwest? Anybody anywhere wishing to check in? And looking out to the northeast, K7 EME. And looking a little bit more toward the east for the Arizona SWATnet. And to the southeast, K7 EME. Wonder where Pete's at. N6 ETA.
N7 VD.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I stepped away. Did I miss anybody?
No, no. I was just going around the compass, and nope, nothing heard. You're up to date.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, N7 VD.
And 6TAZ. Hey, Doug, you copy me on the 736?
Oh yeah, I've got you. Yeah, no problem. You're certainly less strong, but a copy, and your audio sounds good on the 736R.
All right. Well, I paid more for the microphone than I did for the radio, so. Yeah, there we go. Got some peaks moving there a little bit. Yeah, I guess the mic, maybe I don't have the mic gain up quite high enough to really activate it, but yeah, I wasn't getting a lot of power out before, and I was kind of concerned, but yeah, just the mic gain a little bit. So we'll crank it up there a little bit more. Anyway, yeah, good. It sounds really good, and you guys all sound really good on this thing. It's a pretty nice little receiver.
Hey, and you can't beat the price. Like I say, you'll never go wrong on that deal. Absolutely. Even if you parted it out and sold a tenth of the parts, you'd still come out on the good end of that one. So that has got to be one of the all-time best ham deals that I've come across. You know, in all my ham fests, I really believe.
Yeah, that was definitely one to find. One that kind of surprised me, like the couple of times I've been to Marana, it always seemed like there were people that were really, really flexible on their pricing. And I think in one case I bought one of those DMR HTs, and the guy had a table full of stuff, and like he was just really agreeable. And you just want to get rid of this stuff, you know. Other people, it seems like they price it based on what they found on eBay, and those prices are insane most of the time. But the thing I'm noticing that's kind of weird, looking at the radio here, is that obviously the red LED for transmit comes on when I key, but I noticed that the receiver busy light is always flickering with my voice, and it's pretty much on constant with voice peak. So I don't know if that's a feature or something that's wrong. So a little things to observe, but no, I've been having fun playing around with it, and I got it all cleaned up last weekend, and he's sitting here on the desk. But no, it's been it's just something about watching an analog needle bouncing around. I don't know, I kind of like it.
Yeah, there's some things that never get old, and watching the analog needles bounce, I get it. I totally get it. After I grew up with those. We all did, a lot of us, and no more, none of this bar graph stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's good. And that's why the a lot of the SDRs and stuff have a sort of an analog looking readout, a false meter there on their LCD screens. I think it's just you gotta have that needle bouncing around. Anyway, it does sound good, and as far as the RX light flickering, that's not. Yeah, I don't know if something is. I wouldn't say something is wrong, but yeah, it's not. I don't recall that with the 736R I used to have years ago. So I think it may not be a problem, but it's I don't think that happened on the one I had. So there you go. It's probably just one of those weird things. A little unique thing to the vintage radio.
Yeah, I guess that's it. And considering that I'm sure other hands have been inside this thing, obviously the guy knew that something was up on the UHF side. I did confirm it is only about 8 watts. But, it seems to still receive pretty well, and it was pretty close on frequency when you guys were on the net Thursday. I didn't get a chance to check in because I was bouncing back and forth between stuff here. But, yeah, it's definitely been fun. I took a picture of it, was showing it to a couple of my coworkers, and first comment was, "Oh, it looks like an '80s thing," just with all the kind of brushed aluminum and stuff that kind of reminded them of something from that vintage. And I'm like, "Well, you pretty much nailed it. I think it was late '80s when these came out." So, yeah, I think it shows up in their catalogs into the early '90s. But yeah, if I can just find a 220 module, I'll be set. I'm a little bit closer to that band now. Got the antenna up on the tripod out in the backyard and was checking it out yesterday, so we're getting close.
Absolutely, and be prepared. That 220 module is expensive. If you can find one, that's under a couple $100, I would grab it. And you'll never go wrong getting one of those because they're very popular. Anyways, sounds good. I'm going to let's get one more call for any early check-ins here. Anybody out there wanting to check in?
WX7G.
Well, there we go. WX7G. Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Doing good. Barely got here in time to be an early check-in, but we did make it at least.
You did indeed. So, you're as reliable as Big Ben. So we know you're going to be here regardless of when you get here. So that's a good thing. All right. Anybody else out there? Okay, with that, Robert, I'm going to go top off the soda, and I will be right back. K7EME with 3 minutes to go. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Arizona Sidewinders on 2Net. This net is open to all amateurs. We meet every Sunday morning at this time, taking early check-ins, starting at about 1400 or 1430 Zulu, whenever we all show up. The purpose of this net is to encourage VHF and higher band activity here throughout the Southwest. My name is Doug. I am K7EME, located in southern Arizona, about 20 miles west of Tucson, running lots of power to lots of aluminum and covering all of Arizona and into the surrounding states. For more information about our net, you can check our website, az-swat.net. That is sponsored by Robert, November 7 Victor Delta, and Robert is also running the NetLogger portion of the net, where you can see the live check-in list, figure out where you are on that list, and post messages to us if you need us to respond or we're not hearing you on frequency here, 144.250. So we're now going to take a look around the compass and see if we got anybody else out there. I'm going to start out toward the west and northwest K7EME. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? And we'll take a look up north K7EME for the Arizona SWATnet.
AI1K, in and out.
In and out. Good morning, Jack. Good signal as always, and thanks for stopping by before the 432 group starts.
Okay, very good, Doug. We'll try and get back in after our net, so enjoy your net, and we'll look for you later.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just pop back in whenever you like. Thank you. Great signal this morning, Jack. Anybody else out there? All right, we're going to swing a little more to the east-northeast, K7EME. And we'll look out to the east and southeast. Anybody out that way? Well, I don't hear Pete this morning. He's here usually regular as clockwork as well. N6ETA, Pete. All right, we'll swing back and get things started here. Stand by, guys. Okay, very good. Well, let's see. Couple of things. Everybody knows by now pretty much about the live stream, so I think the big thing of the week is the Microwave Activity Day yesterday, spearheaded by Barry, VE4MA Portable 7. And for those of you who don't know, it happens about once a month during the winter time, and folks out there who have some of the microwave portable stations will go out to various spots around the state and find a high clear spot and set up their tripods and their dishes and try to work each other on these higher bands. And so that would be 5.7, 10 gigs, even 24 gigs and up. And so sometimes you run into interesting propagation and contacts you might not think you would otherwise have. So it can be an exciting thing to do. So we'll those of you who participated in that yesterday will be looking forward to hearing your reports. And with that, I will put it to Robert and 7BD, who I know was out there doing some of that, and see what you got to say there, Robert. Go ahead.
All right, very good. K7EME and the SWATnet. This is Robert, November 7 Victor Delta up here in Mesa, northeast Mesa. Anyway, SWAT number 3051. Yeah, it was a lot of fun yesterday. Big day. We did a lot of stuff around, and it was somewhat disappointing at the beginning. I usually go up to a spot close to Usery Mountain Preserve there, across the street from it, and the road was blocked. There's a pull off, and I usually pulled off behind the bushes and trees there. But unfortunately, they had not liked that, I guess, and they had posted signs, no private property, no trespassing, and all that stuff. So I looked for a spot. I started to go into the Usery Mountain Preserve park, which requires a $10 admission fee. But I looked around there, and I said everything's downhill, and it'll all be blocked by various vegetation, at least the parking lots that I was looking at. So we took off down to to the Paseo Vista Park, where Emil was supposed to go, but unfortunately he came down with a bad cold, I guess, or flu. So he wasn't there, but I did meet K6VHF, Alex. So got to watch him make some attempts at N6RMJ up in Delta Mike 25 on 10, as well as I think it was even 24 they were trying, but no luck. They even tried Q65. So anyway, it was kind of a bust on that deal, but we set up and we made a couple of contacts with Barry and Jim, K0KFC, over on their spot in Apache Junction. Of course, huge signals. It's pretty much a direct line of sight. And also made a contact with Jay in 1AV over at his home QTH, both on 5.7 and 10. But 5.7 was hard because of, I guess, the new internet cellular, well, not cell, but 5.7G internet, because there were a couple of spots over there that just wiped me out. I mean, it was S9 plus. So, but it's pretty, pretty pointy and very sharp, so I didn't have to worry about. I could make some contacts. Anyway, I couldn't hear the guy on in his driveway, KD6W. That's Joel. When he was down there, I couldn't hear him. So we packed up and went home, and wanted to try stuff from the home QTH, which I have the IC905 with the dish up about 25 feet on the tower. That worked out really well. I was pretty happy with it. Again, Barry and Jim on 5.7 and 10, Alex on 1.2 and 1.2 and 10 gig, I believe. And no, we dated on 5.7. That was right. And really good copy. I mean, really good, nice, strong signals. So then by that time, Joel had made it up to the top of Mount Lemon, and he had a couple of different spots, but the second one was more clear, and it was just awesome. I mean, he was 5.9 plus, and I got a good signal report from him of 5.5 to 5.6 with only a half a watt on 10 gig, so I was really happy with that. Also made contact with WB9KMO. Rod has got a 905 that him and Joe been playing with on ATV. So that was fun. And I'd never played with the ATV side of it. So they walked me through it. It was kind of cool. The 905 puts up a couple of little windows, the transmit and receive window. And I could see the synchronization bars attempting, but the signal just wasn't loud enough. The bandwidth's very high, so what power you have is spread out pretty wide. So anyway, we'll have to see if we can get some more power up there. I've got some ideas on how to add a power amp or a preamp to the 905's transverter up on the tower. Anyway, it's a really cool setup because, man, the feed line loss is nothing. So, the lines are about 2 feet long to the antennas. So anyway, all in all, I had a lot of fun and made a lot of contacts on the microwave bands. 1.2, 2.3, 5.7, and 10. So it was a lot of fun. Back to you, K70ME and 7BD.
Yeah, okay, and that was exciting to hear about the ATV. And for those of you who may not know, ATV, I'm pretty sure it stands for amateur television. So it's different than slow scan TV that you might be familiar with hearing on the HF bands, where you have a picture that is scanned basically over a I don't know, 20 second or 30-second time frame, and then the station on the other end receives a still picture. But ATV is actually live video that's broadcast, and like Robert says, it's on a very wide bandwidth, so your power density is spread out over a wide section of bandwidth, and so you need a good signal to be able to see the video. But it's just like regular TV. So anyway, something to read up on maybe, and then see what that's all about. Very active group in the Phoenix area for amateur TV, and Joel is a new ham in the area who's quite enthused about all of that here in the and getting something going, perhaps an ATV repeater up on Mount Lemmon or somewhere down here where you'd actually be able to exchange video over a wide range. So it's interesting stuff, and the thing about the 905s that I found out that was really cool from talking to Robert about this is that the screen in the ICOM 905 will support that. So you actually can watch right on your radio there. So very, very cool stuff out there. Anyways, let's see. Next we had Den W7KMB a couple times there via air scatter in New Mexico. So let's get Steve N7THW in Mesa here. Steve, how you doing? Go ahead.
N7THW, K7EME in the group. SWAT number 3663, Stephen East Mesa here, doing real well. I want to say good morning to all, including Chuck down there in Chile. That's always fun, because I like to listen to the live stream when I'm up in 54, so don't hear much else, so I'm sure it's enjoyable for him too. So, Robert, I am sorry I missed it yesterday with you, but it sounds like you were running around. I was trying to get out of my appointment early, but never made it, so maybe next time for sure. My 1296 is up and running. Still have to replace the coax, which I mentioned earlier. I also got that new 222 antenna I want to put up and replace my droopy one up there now. Schedule 40 pipe, just can't make it anymore in the heat, so hope to do both of them today, but we'll see if I can stand it up there scooting around for that much time, so we'll see what happens. Got my recap kit for the S120, Doug, project. I did an order on an isolation transformer just to keep things a little bit safer for me, being a newbie kind of probing around on the inside of things, so we'll see what happens there. Looking forward to next week, only one doctor's appointment. I guess that's all for now. K7EM in the group, EME in the group, N7THW, back to net, 7-3.
Yeah, okay, very good, Steve. Yeah, you know, those old radios, an isolation transformer is definitely a good idea on some of those. I built I think 2 different transmitters when I was a kid. That the filament voltages, I think we were talking about a 50C5. That was one of the tubes with a 50-volt filament, and it had it had a dropping resistor. It was a 50C5 oscillator tube, and that was your QRP transmitter. And then there's a big dropping resistor to take the rest of it, and that thing was connected directly to the line there, and so it was. In fact, I think it was breadboarded on a piece of wood, and then another one I had that was on a metal chassis that had a similar tube arrangement, but was 2 tubes. Anyway, you know, you get your fingers in the wrong spot on that, and you're definitely going to end up with some curly hair, if not worse. So anyway, good idea on the isolation transformer. let's see. Next is Al, K7ZYP, and Al. So you got your antenna lined up, I'm sure by now. And how's things going with you, Al?
Good morning, K7EME, K7ZYP. Good morning to the net. Yeah, we're doing fine. Kind of chilly this morning. Don't know why, but anyway, for Jim, I went ahead and I looked up for a 222 transverter. Did not see one. I saw a 1.2 gigahertz transverter for that thing. I mean module. Yeah, it was $460 used on eBay. So anyway, I guess there's hope. Yeah, 736R is good radio. I have one. I paid a lot more for mine, but mine had a lot of other stuff that came with it, so can't complain. And mine had the 222 module in it. So very good there, Jim. Glad Doug and I talked you into it. Yeah, for $50 you couldn't, actually for $80, for $200 you couldn't beat it. You got a heck of a buy there. Let's see here. Not much going on. It's a little chilly outside this morning. About 35 degrees here at my place. It might gotten chillier because I looked before the sun came up, and that's what it was. I don't know. I got 1296 up and going again this week. I need to look at my 222 antenna, see what's going on with it. It's working, but not as good as it should. I got some high FWR there, and I don't know. Hope everybody's enjoying the microwave activity weekend there. I don't have any way to do it except for 1.2. That's all I can do. So let's see here. Anything else? Don't believe so. I guess we're gonna go see Doug. I'm gonna go see Doug and Den and Marion tomorrow at some restaurant in Tucson. Don't know where at yet. We'll find out. And other than that, I guess we'll throw it back to Doug. K7EME, K7ZYP, back to net control.
Yeah, okay, Al. Yeah, I'm looking forward, definitely looking forward to that tomorrow. And we'll hope Dan and Marion have a safe trip over here from New Mexico and have a little eyeball QSO with them. I see Gene and he's gone to the 432 net, so we'll get him in here in a little bit from up there in Chino Valley. Anyways, so sounds good, Al. Let's see, K7VNE was in and out. Vince up there in Fountain Hills, so that gets us to Jerry, W5RCQ up there in Sun City. And Jerry, of course, we got to get our weekly solar activity report and also find out what you've been up to. So go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, K7EME in the net. W5RCQ, Jerry in Sun City, SWAT number 3662. Well, it's been kind of not too much ham radio and a whole lot of joys of home ownership this week, and hopefully I'm catching up with something. I changed out a faucet in my sink in the bathroom, and I'm still chasing a minor leak. Oh well, I guess I had nothing better to do. But anyway, weather's been wonderful, really been enjoying it, and the sun is kind of sort of average right now. There's 7 groups up there. Sunspot number is 125, not anywhere near that magic 200, but better than the 20 it was down to for a while, and the 10.7 number is 133. There have been a bunch of CMEs. If you were on 20 meters and talking to somewhere across the into Europe or South America, and somebody sounded like somebody cut your antenna wire, that was one of those CMEs. It happens every now and then. The other side of it is sometimes that stirs up the propagation on the higher frequencies, and 10 meters has been really, really active. So, bye. Gene came down and we stuck the Bodnar module in his 9700, and that's going to be a step forward for him, and he left to go work on his 1296 antenna, so hopefully he'll be joining us on 1296 shortly. So with that, beautiful day, great net, enjoy hearing everybody. K7EME, W5RCQ.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, I didn't know you guys. He was getting the Bodnar unit put in the 9700, and that'll definitely help up on 1296 for sure. And just an all-around good unit and versatile. If you've got an off. A reference frequency that you need to lock your rig, and it's not just 10 megahertz. You can program those things to just about any frequency. I don't know exactly how high they go, but up quite high there. So very good. And too bad the sun is not active as much. It sounds like maybe a double peak this time around or not. I don't know. And plumbing, yeah, I have two new faucets that my wife decided we needed in the master bathroom for both the sinks, and I replaced one of them. And had so much fun doing that. Water under pressure will always win, I think, and especially if you're not a certified, bona fide plumber. Sometimes you run up against that little fact of life that water under pressure will find the path of least resistance, even if it's just a micropath. And so there we go. Anyway, that's why the second faucet is taking longer to put in than the first. I have to be in the right sort of mood to deal with that one. Anyways, let's move on. We'll get Steve, W7WHB, in here. He's got his antenna nice and straight, his mast, and boy, made a difference with your signal, Steve. Go ahead.
Well, thank you there, Doug, and good morning to the rest of the group. This is Steve, Whiskey 7, Whiskey Hotel Bravo, here in Gilbert, Arizona. SWAT number 3697, and we've had a pretty good, busy week. Of course, we started the week, well, ended last week with the Ham Fest, but on Sunday, Sundays are football days, so that kept us going on Sunday. And then we had to continue our Christmas lighting project for the house and the yard, and we completed it. Well, put it this way, I stopped. Whether it's completed or not, that's up to my kids. But I stopped, so as far as I'm concerned, it's completed. And we did that all week long. And then on Wednesday, my good friend WX7G came over, and we decided to put a new mast up on my 2-meter 440 and 1296 mast there, and changed it because I had PVC on the other one, and the sun was gradually making it wilt, and the antenna for the 2-meter and 440 was starting to point toward the ground, and I wasn't going to have any of that. I remember when I first got it up, I was so excited because Doug, you told me I was one time I was 10 over 9 down there to you, and I know it's been decreasing ever since, but hopefully we've got it somewhere close. So that's what counts. And I know that my Bodnar is working because I can see it, so we should be right on frequency. And then to close out the week, we went to a celebration of life yesterday for Bob Bingham. I know several people here in Arizona, particularly in the Southeast Valley, know Bob because he did so much testing for hundreds and hundreds of people. And he passed away not too long ago, and we had a celebration of life for him yesterday, and that's okay. I was going to do 10-meter contest this weekend, but the celebration of life is more important, so I'm not a contester anyway, really. But anyway, if anybody is not busy a little bit later on and can give me a check on 1296.1, I would appreciate it. And we'll turn this back over to K7EME. This is W7WHP.
Okay, Steve, very good. Well, I can't do it right now, but I'm going to be working on the 1296 and making sure I've got the receive. I took all that apart when the amplifier had a problem, and I think I have a cable not hooked up right. I can only receive at the moment, but anyway, we'd be glad to give you and Steve N7THW signal reports as soon as I get that sorted out. I'm going to switch Barry up a little bit here because I know it's getting up toward 9 o'clock. So Mike, stand by. I'm gonna flip-flop you two guys so we can get the microwave report in here, microwave activity report from Barry before he heads up to 432. So VE4MA, go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, good morning again, Doug. Robert covered it off pretty well. It's certainly having Joel KD6W go to Mount Lemmon was quite a treat. You know, you had terrific signals, 10 over 9 to our place and on 10 gigs and Rod WB7KMO had a good time with getting his 905 tested out with Omni antennas to Lemmon. And yeah, the ATV, there's about at least a 30 dB penalty for signal strength because of the bandwidth. So you do need some horsepower in order to make that work. So, and yeah, K6VHF was active with the good bands, and Robert, of course, had a good time. And unfortunately, EMO couldn't make it, and the California station over by San Diego couldn't make it because of the wind, which was a little bit of it was pretty cool up there. So, and unfortunately, N6RMJ didn't make any QSOs. Signals just weren't there yesterday, and yet he was copying the White Tank's beacon very well. So, but at elevation. So. Anyway, it was a fun time. Steve, KJ7OG, and Ron, K7RJ, went to Picacho Peak, but they had equipment trouble, and I communicated with them separately there that maybe they need to get some test equipment on their gear because they seem to have the same trouble every time we go out. So. Anyway, that was about it. The next activity day is going to be January the 6th, which is also a Saturday. I think that avoids flea markets and things like that. So, and I wish you had your 10 gig rig, Doug, but I don't know if you've done anything in that regard. I know you're pretty busy with the 1296 work there. So, back to you, K7EME, the 4MA Portable 7.
Yeah, okay, Barry. No, I've got to run down and make a claim on that and at least get a few pennies on the dollar back to get that figured out. And then, I'll that's on the next to-do list as well, right up high along there with the 1296 amp project. And I've got my eyes peeled, and we'll get that replaced. So it is too bad. I'm frustrated beyond. Anyway, I thought about you guys yesterday, definitely, and all the fun I was missing out on. Anyway, sounds good. We'll get you off to 432, and thanks for the report there, Barry. Let's see, Mike. Now we'll get to you, WD7R, and Mike, you have been working on some different antennas and stuff. I mean. I know you've been the 160 antenna, but did I see something online about you perhaps getting a 13B2? Tell us about what your plans would be for that if you end up with that antenna. Go ahead, Mike.
K7EME in the group, good morning, WD7R. I tell you what, sometimes I feel like a manic person because I go from one end of the extreme to the other, I put up an inverted L quarter wave on 160 just because it was a challenge I had not considered in my small postage stamp lot, and so far it's working. I need to work on the Ballon feed point. It is about 35 ohms, which is about right, so 1.5-ish to 1 is the best SWR I can get. So I need to work on a Ballon. I'm currently using a 1-to-1. I need a 1.5 to 1. So going to work on that and have a little better match. But with the match that I have and the radial field, I'm making contacts on FT8. And I worked Robert across town the other night. My goal is to have a good NVIS signal with people like Den and yourself and so forth for regional comms. And so along with that, I'm working on a magnetic loop receive antenna for 160. I just installed it yesterday, just waiting for some coax to hook it up. It's got a preamp, and it's also got a broadcast band eliminator. I've got some broadcast station about 1.6 miles away. Second harmonic effects right smack in the middle of the sideband portion of 160. So the tuning matching piece with the loop has a high-pass filter associated with it. So that'll be good. Looking forward to playing around with that. And on the other end, the one antenna, the two antenna array that Jay had on AZVHF Slack, it was a 13B2, I think. I said, for 45, greenbacks, that's not a bad deal. So anyway, I'm gonna probably see if I could stuff one of those in my attic, perhaps. I would not be able to get away with something that big on the outside, but just thinking it would be something to play around with anyway. It'd probably have to be at a fixed azimuth, but nevertheless, it's always fun to think about possibilities with the station building. And great to hear everybody talking about the microwave stuff. I've kind of taken a hiatus from anything above 432 right now, but we'll see what happens in the future. I still have my 1296 antenna, so this station might end up back on 1296 someday. You never know. But thanks, Doug, for that, and great net as always. We have a good turnout on Tuesday night. Just a reminder for those, if you're bored on Tuesday, come join us here on this frequency for a little roundtable fun. And sometimes we get technical, but mostly it's just an opportunity to get to know each other better and work on different projects and stuff. But tonight, Doug and the group, let's try boat anchor night if we can. I'll get the 830 fired up, and we'll be on 3695 tonight about 5:30, 5:45 time frame. And anytime people want to mosey in after dinner, come join us for some fun there. WD7R 73.
Okay, Mike. A couple quick questions. Have you? What is your DX on FT8 there on 160? There's that question. And have you ever considered running, testing your antenna with a whisper signal and running it just to see what you can come up with, like overnight? Over.
Yes, thank you, Doug, for both of those. I would like to try that, and I'm trying to remember. I think I worked a station in the Caribbean so far. It's a Victor something or other station, and it was 3,000 miles away. That's the furthest so far on my little pipsqueak 100-watt quarter wave signal there on 160. But so it is working, and I am getting decodes from afar. The conditions have to be just right in the signal noise ratio. But yeah, I'm decoding things I'm not seeing on the waterfall, which is really, really fascinating.
Okay, excellent. I'm curious. I think that would be really interesting to see. And then with Whisper, you can kind of see what your antenna lobes are. With the profile coming off your setup there with the inverted L. So a lot of neat things you can do there. And once on 3695, yes, I will be on with the 8:30. Barring any microphone issue, I got a microphone, and I may also have a D104 to try as well with that. I expect to be on with the old Kenwood TS830. Yes, so looking very much forward to that. It reminded me I've got to do some microphone checks with that this afternoon. I've been playing with it on CW a lot here, listening this weekend. All right, Mike, very good. Catch you later on. We had Jim, W7ADF, was in and out, so that gets us to Lynn in Gilbert, K7HAM. Go ahead, Lynn.
Okay, good morning, Doug and Annette. Excuse me. K7EME, K7HAM. Got a little frog in my throat this morning, but hopefully you'll get out of there. Other than that, not much going on up here. Just enjoying the cooler weather, and really cool. 40-some degrees when I got up this morning. So that's all right. I'll take it over the 115, 120. Other than that, just listening to Steve. I'll probably be in the same boat in a couple of years because I use a similar setup on my 2-meter, but we'll see. And if that's the case, I'll know how to fix it, and I know who to call. Other than that, we'll just say good morning to everybody, and we'll pass it back to you, Doug. K7EME, K7HM.
Okay, very good, Lynn. And good signal this morning, copying quite nicely. So sounds good. Yeah, it's always nice to know who to turn to when you're doing new projects there. Oh, well, let's see. KD7XP, George was in and out, so let's go to Mike in Tucson, KD7UUN. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, fine business. Good morning. Weather good, KD7UUN. We went to our granddaughter's ballet recital in Chandler. Actually, it was over in Gilbert, I guess. That was fun seeing that. A lot of girls and a lot of people involved, and kind of neat to see how those girls progress from ages to basically 5 or 6 years old to 18. It's just fun to watch. Anyway, that was good, but I guess because of the big group of people and kids, I came down with a cold when we got back, and fortunately it's cleared up pretty easily. So hope that everyone else who has the crud gets over it quickly as well. Yesterday I did get onto the 10-meter net, or the 10-meter, what do you call it? Anyway, made a number of 10-meter contacts yesterday. It was nice to hear the band really, really active. It was also nice to just see where your signal was reaching, and so I was able to pretty much go coast to coast and pretty much from Canada to Mexico, and so it was good to see at least most of North America was covered easily in the contest. So lots of activity, and just nice to hear stuff going on. And even though the propagation is probably not stellar, it was certainly very good. Okay, let's see. Other thing is, Ken and I have continued to do our CW work a couple times a week, and he's really doing well. It's been enjoyable, and I've certainly improved my CW, I think, as I've been working with him, and so it's been mutually beneficial. So I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but it looks like he could potentially get on to the straight key night this year. That would be a fun thing to do. So I'll be on there with my old Knight T60, and so I'll have to talk to him about seeing if we can't hook up there. And if nothing else, you can have one contact and maybe more. So I know that you kind of like that as well, Doug. So can stir up a little activity for Straight Key Night. So, okay, back to you, K7AME, KD7UUN.
Okay, yeah, and that's another reason why this year I'm going to use the old. It's not truly a boat anchor because it's just a hybrid, but I am going to get on just mostly by default of not having. I've done so much station reworking here with the new the Flex that I only have the TSA 30 lineup that I can put on this year. So at least it's 40 years old. Anyway, so I will be on Straight Key Night. Maybe I know we've worked in the past, and I've heard that beautiful T60 on the air, and it'll be interesting to do it again. And yes, I will definitely be on. So that's always something. And then next year, I'm already thinking one of my towers is close enough that I think I could put a dipole for my workshop back there, just a dedicated dipole off of that tower. And out there, I have plenty of room for boat anchors and have operated Straight Key Night from out there before. So that may be next year's project, is to do a set and maybe get something a little more truly a boat anchor on out there. I did listen to the 10-meter contest quite a bit yesterday as I was getting the 830S configured, and there was a lot of great. CW was wide open, a lot of great signals, and sideband as well. So yeah, you're right. It's nice to hear all those signals. And last night on 40 meters, I don't know if this fellow's getting ready for Straight Key Night, but there was a guy on with a DX20, and I think he was using a Swan for a receiver with that. And anyway, he was on from Colorado with a nice. You can always tell those boat anchor signals. They're not. They just have that little teeny bit of a chirp to them. Not really. This guy wasn't really chirping, but you know what I'm talking about. And you can tell it's a tube, and he was crystal controlled. So Straight Key Night is on its way. Anyway, he was. It was nice to hear him getting the old tubes glowing there. With that, let's see. We'll get over to Jim down over south of Tucson in Vail and 6CAZ. Jim, it's over to you.
All right, Doug, and good net this morning. Everybody's sounding good. Yeah, as I was updating earlier, I guess my 736R deal is at least functional on VHF. I did confirm it's only got about 8 watts on UHF, but you know it's the second rig I have for that band at this point, so not too critical. I figure it's a good base if I can find a 220 module or something like that. I heard Al say that yeah, he did a search and didn't find any. I didn't either. But what I will say is I was watching some actual rigs on eBay, and one sold the other day for I think $600 roughly, and it was complete in working condition, so he claimed, and had the 6-meter and 220 modules in it. So, you know, if it comes down to it and I'm ready to pull the plug on it, you know, hey, it's good to know that that's at least an option. And if I find just the module, I've got the base rig to run that. So that's all good too. I had a real busy day yesterday. I got the 222 beam up in the backyard just to kind of lay it out and check it out. And wow, that's a lot of antenna. At least for anything else that I've got. I guess there's 3 6-foot sections, so it was a total of 18 feet on the boom. I think there was something like 16 elements or something like that total. I think I can get away with running 2 of the 3 sections. I'm not quite ready to go put anything that I couldn't even turn it on my roof. I don't think it's so big. But I think if I can run 2 sections of it, I move the mast clamp to the middle where the 2 sections join. It kind of balances the weight. And I'm going to give that a try. It still shows up okay on my analyzer, so I'm hoping maybe that'll be something I can get up in the air maybe today. I don't know. It's pretty windy out there. But it did stand up last night in the backyard and only twisted a little bit because it was loose on the mounting. But it otherwise looks okay and ready to put up in the air. Also did a little work on my HF wire. I had to kind of pull it away from the house. Where I feed it back to the tuner under my eaves, for some reason when the wind blows, the wire gets caught on the hooks I use for the coax under the eave overhang. So I put up a little rope system and kind of pulled it a little further away. And just did some yard cleanup and some other stuff. It was a really nice day for it all, and got some of the projects in the garage sorted a little bit. I got a lot more to do, and of course I've got all kinds of stuff on my bench here as usual. So I'm trying to clean through that a little bit and maybe reconfigure things for the rigs I'm playing with the most, and probably get my R71 receiver out of the way. It hasn't been turned on in months, so don't really need that here. But just overall, just all kinds of stuff going on, keeping me busy, and of course work is doing the same. So my time on the bench is limited, and we all know how that was, right? But anyway, having fun over here, and looking to maybe by next week be able to get something going on the 222 net. So that'll be a big one for me. That's first time using that mode on that band. So that'll be a big one if I can get that accomplished. So other than that, having fun, and maybe catch you guys on the 80 meters tonight. We'll see what happens there. And with that, back to you, Doug, N60AZ.
Okay, Jim, very good on all the above. And yes, I'll bet you can use that antenna pretty well. You know, the lobes will change a little bit by only using 2/3 of it, but it should work just fine. And I think you'd be surprised with how well it'll work, even without the front third of that 222 Yagi. And I think I know you got that from Jay, I think, and I've seen those antennas. In fact, I built a pair of them myself, the K1FO 222 Yagis. So I have a similar set that I've used on Moonbounce, and so that it's a good antenna. So you'll have some success with that for sure. Let's see. Next is Mike, ND7E, up in Catalina. So I think I've got the antenna about on you there, Mike. Go ahead.
You and the rest of the group, ND7E here. Mike, yeah, I just put up my elk antenna. I was telling you earlier that I fortunately left behind a drive-on mount that was one of the goodies I picked up from Tony, the guy that shows up at every hamfest, and a couple of lengths of top rail fence. So it's up about 20 feet in my back here and aimed toward Phoenix. I'm hearing everybody good. So evidently that's working out real good, and I can't complain. I've been busy playing radio this week, tinkering around. Of course, that's all I got to do, really, go out doing parts on the air and experimenting with different things. So decided to go to the Ironwood Forest. Not really a forest, but the Ironwood Forest National Monument, which is about 20 miles east of Red Rock there, Picacho Peak, and made about 91 contacts. Got a good pile up going there, and parts on the air is really getting popular. I was being hammered, ended up with 91 contacts on that inverted V that I put up on a pole on the back of my Jeep. So that was a lot of fun. I was headed back toward home and decided I thought I was going to do another activation at Picacho Peak it was getting dark, so I kind of decided not to. But I ran into Kristen Brown. She's the park manager, and she told me, she says, I see you guys out here all the time with your antennas and this and that, having fun. And she said, why don't you get a group together and come out here, you know, and make an activity, an all-day thing or something like that. I thought, well, I'll pass that along to other people, and I don't know if she's willing to do a free day or what, but I thought, well, I got her contact information, so if anybody's got any ideas along those lines, that might be something to look into. Anyway, yeah, Kristen Brown, she a real nice gal there, park manager for Cottrell Peak State Park, but I didn't do the activation. It was getting dark and kind of cool, and I thought, well, I'm tired anyway. Last but not least, and this was something that Michael WD7R was talking about, 160-meter loop. You know, I just put up an 80 through 10, I guess, the end-fed half-wave dipole up, because I wanted that in addition to the DX Commander I use on HF here. So I put that up and got it tuned and everything, and I thought, I wonder if I can tune this thing up on 160, if I'll get anything happening. And I've got a Palstar manual tuner, and so it tuned up great on 160, and I actually got on and made some contacts with a group of guys that do kind of an informal net every night at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Pacific time. They're all pretty much in California there. But I was surprised that that thing worked as good as it did. I'm running a Meritron ALS 600, so I was running about 500 watts, and actually talked to a couple guys, and they gave me like a 5.8, 5.9 almost signal coming back on 160. That blew me away, because I never really did anything ever on 160 or attempted to. But it actually worked. The MFED actually worked pretty good. That group meets up on something like 1.98 or something like that, I think. But yeah, the thing works great. Anyway, that's all the fun stuff I did over the week, and that's about it. I'll throw it back over to you, Doug, K7EME from November Delta 7 Echo.
Okay, Mike, very good on all, and yeah, sounds great. The elk antenna is doing fine. Excellent copy on you, even though you've got it aimed. I'm sort of off to the side of that. No worries on that at all, and good on the 160. It's a popular band. I think a lot of VHF guys, at least in the past, used to use 160 quite a bit. Just sort of, I don't know why. Just the opposite end of the spectrum, I guess, and seemed like a lot of folks would use that band as well. Anyways, let's see here. I see we've got a bunch of lurkers out there. I want to acknowledge Gene, N7EJC, and say hello to Dan, N9OBB up in Illinois, and Emel's in there, W1GGM. We'll get to you guys in a little bit here, but first I'm going to go to Troy in Oracle, WA7ELN. Troy, over to you.
Okay, real good, Doug. Let's see, not much happening here. We were not on any activities yesterday, and had to go to town there and take the XYLN for a test there at Radiology Limited, and I never realized they were actually open on weekends, but I guess they are now. And so anyway, we went in and got that done, and then let's see, we went over and we got our electric mousetrap over at the storage area, and we got one of the pack rats, and I see on the TV camera there's another one over there. So here in a few minutes I'm going to head back over and set the trap up again. And so anyway, this will be my last round here, and it's cold and windy and everything up here today in Oracle. So I do not think today will be a painting or working on removing old paint day on the house trim there. I think we'll wait a day or two and see if the weather won't warm up a little. Seems kind of unpleasant out there. So anyway, that's about all I have to report right now. I was going to say, Doug, well, maybe if I knew one of these days when you're planning to go to town, maybe we could meet in that same place that we did last time, but there's absolutely no hurry on that. If you got someday that you've got a grocery run day or something like that is coming up, let me know, and maybe it'll work out, or maybe it'll wait until after Christmas there or something. Anyway, other than that, I'll say 7-3s to the group, and we'll be listening out here, K7EME and the group WA7ELN.
Okay, Troy, very good. And quickly, I think Tuesday may be a day, so we'll be in touch about that. And I'll have those. I'll definitely have those multipliers as well with me for that. So I think Tuesday will be a grocery day, perhaps. Let's see. Next on our list is Warren, K7CWA. So Warren, let's see how things are going up in Apache Junction. Go ahead.
Okay, K7CWA here, having trouble picking up the microphone. Anyhow, things are going well up here. Of course, I don't want them to be too quiet and too smooth, because then, I can't do much, and if there's nothing wrong, no problems to fix or anything, I've got nothing to do, and boring is worse. So I've been working on a dilly of a problem. We set up a connection over the internet where we can reboot, bounce the power on our server, the QSO.com server that I operate. And every rare occasion it will lock up, and somebody has to physically go there and bounce the power to make it reboot, because you can't get onto it if it's down. So anyhow, we now have a way where we can go to put a Pi 3 on the LAN, and we can get to it. And then, it's a separate path, and we can issue a command there, and it will cause the power to break on the server for several seconds, and then come back, and then of course the thing reboots and gets back up. So that's been a fun project, and been playing with that and some script menus and things that are beyond most people, and of interest to even less probably. But that's what I've been doing. I haven't been doing anything with the radio to speak of, other than just communicating with close friends on 432, so that's about it. Anyhow, we'll turn it back to you. K7EME, K7CWA.
Okay, very good on all of that, and the computer work online there. It's amazing what you can do remotely. I mean, just about anything nowadays, from smart houses to turning servers on and rebooting the power to them, like you're talking about there. So sounds good, and it seems like you have enough to keep you busy and out of trouble. So somehow I think you don't probably get into too much trouble, nor have the potential to do so. But anyway, that it sounds like you're keeping busy. So very good there, Warren. We'll catch up with you again next week. So Grant, WD6 CNF, you are next, and So I know you always have lots of stuff going on. Give us an update.
Oh, K7EME, WD6NS. Good morning, Doug and everyone. I'm on the south-facing beam today. Decided to notice there's a lot more guys down south in Oracle and Troy and Vail and Tucson. It's interesting how there's been a shift down toward the south there in a number of stations. So I'm staying on the south-facing beam more often. Everybody's still coming good on a north-facing beam. Although there are some weak guys out there in Goodyear I don't hear very well. Got all my parts together for a rework of my 6-meter beam. I worked with my stock and got some stuff at the hardware store. So make another try at building another version of my loops. I'm going to cut it down to a 3-element instead of a 4-element. That way it won't group as much. It's easier beast to handle. So hopefully I can get started on that this week and get that up and running. And before the end of the Christmas season, a couple of weeks, I'll be out in California and enjoying Christmas with my daughter out there. So I got a trip coming up. More family members coming around here too to go out there with me. So it's Christmas is at our throats. Don't have anything else. I've been waiting for 6 meters to open up, and it does, but it doesn't open up far enough here. It gets back to about Ohio, I think, as far as I've seen it go and be able to do it. But it's slim pickings with the sunspot cycle being a little bit more quiet. But I keep monitoring, and DX Max is a good tool. Don't have much anything else. Coming up with a scheme to maybe get on 220, and I think I've got. I'll probably sacrifice the 223.5. So that way I have enough antenna space up there. I'm not sure I can handle 220 type antennas, but so 7 quad to go up on that. So I will probably look around for a 220 rig after the new year. I spent all my watt on Christmas. So the other thing I've been working on is my new computers. That's really nice to have a little more horsepower, and so that's been an interesting thing to do. I always update about every 6-7 years. That's not a very high rate anymore. I used to update every couple of years when I was working, but when I retired, you have to slow down. Oh well, I got plenty of junk anyway. All right, that's all I have for this round there, Doug. K7EME, WD6CNF.
Okay, well, I know some folks that'll be awfully happy to see you get on 222, right, Robert? And so that'll be fun. And I'm amazed you fit whatever you do into the indoor antenna farm that you've got up there. So just the fact that you're talking about maybe not having enough room for 220 megahertz antenna with all the other stuff you've got, I'm somehow not surprised. Anyway, we'll catch you later there, Grant, and thanks for the update. Let's shift over to Marana here and Ken, W7KZM. Ken, go ahead.
Good morning, Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike. It's been a busy week, and thank you to Mike, KD7UUN, for the help on the Morse code. He's a great guy, and I enjoy doing the key with him. I'm getting to the point where I can't spell big words anymore, so I have to rethink my sentence. But it's a lot of fun anyway, and thanks to him. And let's see, this week I've been cleaning up. I have 3 desks here with radios on it, so I'm rearranging all the wires, and I've got everything grounded. One of the desks is for WinLink. I got a VHF radio and a little Chinese HF radio, and they're working great on WinLink, and they're both hooked up to DC power, so I'm playing with that. I can, on the VHF radio with the WinLink, I can hit Green Valley pretty loud, and so I thought I'd take the challenge and buy another antenna. Now, it's my third birthday and second Christmas. My wife's getting a little irritated with me, and she says, I can't open it till Christmas. So anyway, it's not going to come till Christmas. And so I got a new Yagi coming. It's 11.8 dBi. I know that's not much, but it should make a pretty pointed target, or a point that maybe get something up in Phoenix there. The last thing is the installers are coming on Tuesday to put the cabinets in the master bedroom slash guest room slash radio room, and we'll finally be able to put all this stuff away and look like a normal household again. Got stuff all over the place, and it's driving me crazy. But we got a lot ahead, and well, the other thing I'm doing is I'm taking all the RGAX out of the house, and I'm putting in the 213, so I have as much signal as I can. And so it's been busy, and I'm having a good time, and thanks to you guys, and I'll give it back to Doug. KC7EME, Whiskey 7 Kilo to the mic. Have a
Okay, Ken. Having your household in turmoil with construction and all that going on. I know you've been dealing with that for quite a number of weeks here, and so good luck with getting that all wrapped up and getting your station stabilized and the way that you imagined having it set up. It's always nice to have things under control, and living in a construction zone is never fun. I've done that, and yeah, it's not a good thing. All right, well, we'll catch up with you next week, and so Christmas is coming soon, and you'll be able to get your third and fourth or however many Christmas gifts, Christmas presents. Keep them coming. That's what I say. Don't tell your wife I said that. Let's see, Mike, KD5NLP up in Glendale. You're next, Mike. Tell us about what you've been up to.
Good morning, Doug. KD5NLP. And with help from Mike, WD7R, I filed that request to run Howard Power UHF. When I finally secure an amp, garage amp, and send that request off. And I requested full limit as much as I can get. They may not give it to me, but there's certainly more than my radio. The radio I've got now is only on for about 10, 15 watts. It still works, but people want to do it. It's what they do. More. But that's going this week. I set off. I said put in the mail. Well, I could hear something, maybe in January. I might get a call or get a letter or see what restrictions I've got, if any. But I am close to Booth Air Force Base. If I stand on my roof, I can see the control tower. So it's maybe I'm a little bit too close to go full power. But well, you just have to ask the question and see what the answer is. But anyway, we're going to do it and see what happens. But other than that, Doug, I hope everything sounds good in Tucson area. My daughter is going to be down there this week. She has to drive through it.
other than that, that's all we got here. Back to you, Doug. This is K5NLP.
Okay, Mike. A little bit of QSB in the middle of that. I missed a bit of that, but I did get that you have filed for the power exemption on 432, and good deal on that. You've got a lot of company there. I'm sure that the process should be fairly streamlined. Back when I went for my exemption, they didn't have a whole lot of folks that were applying here, and I think they've since found out. I mean, it took quite a while for me to get that going, but recently most people get the exemption pretty quickly and without any restrictions. So I think you'll be in that situation as well. So. Sounds good, and you take it easy, and we'll catch you probably during the week. Let's see, we're gonna get down to Ron, KW7RNX portable down here, not too far from where I'm at. So Ron, go ahead and have you been able to listen on the live stream to help hear the other folks? Go ahead, Ron. Yeah, stand by, Serge. Stand by.
Project put in a little crossband repeater so it could kind of roam the house and keep up with my 520 chat group that we have in the morning and the evening, and have plans to do the Quartz Fest here coming up in January, I believe. So we're looking forward to that, and haven't been to one of those before, so it ought to be interesting. But just still working on trying to get the mountains out of my way. I'm going to have to probably maybe move up above where Doug's at up there. Doug, you know where Gold Road and Picture Rock. I think that little saddle might be a spot to go. But just interesting info to be on the side with the net. And yes, I was able to listen in on the stream, Doug. So I'll throw it back to you. This is KW7RNX.
Okay, very good there, Ron. And yes, there is a spot with picnic tables there in the Saguaro National Park. It's about 2 miles airwise from where I'm at, but a much larger drive. Well, not that big of a drive, but it's probably 7 or 8 miles to take a big loop around to get there. But it has an extremely good outlook to the horizon, so you may want to check that out. It's there, not far up in the road off of Senderio there, and it's a picnic area, and I forget what they call it, but it's on the maps. You'll see it, and a good spot to great horizon radio-wise for VHF. I have worked all the way up to Bullhead City. Up there on 10 gigahertz from that park area there. So just some information for you there. So check that out. That's an excellent spot. Let's see. Serge up in Las Vegas popped in there while you were talking. So let's get Serge in here. KT6KT, K7EME. Oops, I got the antenna off you there. KT6KT, K7EME. Go ahead, Serge. Over. KT6KT, KT6KT, K7EME. I heard you in there, Serge. Go ahead. Over. Okay, QSB might have gotten us. I know he'll probably check back in a second here, but I did copy him, so I know he's out there. Let's see. with that, we've got WX7G next. Jim, go ahead.
G Swot 3666. Enjoying the day here today. Had a great week also. As Steve W7WHB said, well, I had a lot of fun. I love doing antenna stuff. The hard work, I guess, of a ham radio station. But anyway, that was a lot of fun going over there, helping him with that. And other than that, why, my nets that I run on 10 meters have been a lot of fun this week. Good group of guys checking in, and quite enjoyable. Then we went to Bob Bingham's celebration of life, and that was really that was outstanding. Bob and Laura both very active in examinations, VEs, and stuff like that. And it's amazing the number of people that over the years that they have gotten into amateur radio by their their VE testing. It was quite amazing in the number of people that were there too. A large majority of them have been given their tests by Bob and Laura. So it was a really nice thing nice event to attend. Other than that, why I've been enjoying the weather. Beats the heck out of July. But then that's the reason we got all them people from up north come down here and visit us this time of year. Looking forward to, we're having a Christmas party here next Sunday, so looking forward to that as an upcoming event. With that, WX7G, East Suburbs, beautiful downtown Gilbert, back to net control.
Okay, very good there, Jim. And yeah, that sorry about your you guys' friend there who passed on. And volunteer examiner, sounds like he was quite involved in the ham community, and they do a great job. Making the effort to get folks their licenses at every ham fest usually, and conventions and all of that, out there doing the hard work to get those new licenses out and get folks into the hobby. So sounds good, Jim. You take care, and we'll catch up with you again later. Let's see if Serge is copying again there. Serge, KT6KT, do you copy? Over. Okay, Serge. Yeah. The conditions aren't real good this morning, but I do have you in there confirmed and everything. So thank you for checking in, and 73s. Appreciate it as always. You checking into the net. We'll talk to you later. 73s. Okay, 73s. All right, with that, we're kind of down to the bottom of the list here, and I know we've got some folks out there patiently waiting. Let me, I know Gene, N7EJC, and Jack are out there. Let me swing over to the north a little bit here. Let me get Jack in here and see if he's back from 432, and then we'll get you, Gene. So, Jack, are you back? Okay, no, so let's get Gene, N7EJC. Gene, how are you doing there, my friend? You've been working hard on your projects, I'm sure. Go ahead. Okay, Gene. Boy, I've got a tough path right now. Let me see if Al was getting you a little better there. Al, were you picking up Gene a little better than I was? Let's see. Anybody else relay? Okay, Gene. Yeah, not tough that time. I don't know for sure if your antennas peaked up on me or not. There, Gene. Back to you. Boy, yeah, that's a tough one this morning. I don't know why, because usually you come in a lot better than that. There, Gene. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Hope to catch you on your net Monday night at 7 p.m. on this frequency. So you guys, just a reminder. I always need a reminder. Robert's pretty good about reminding me on Monday nights. Anyway, Gene, thanks for checking in. I saw Emil was out there. I know you're not feeling well, Emil. You were online. Are you listening on the radio, W1GGM? Nope. Okay. Do we have anybody else wishing to check in? We'll do final check-ins.
I'm just wondering if Serge is still out there, because he was booming into me.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm glad that you had good copy on him. I did not have the propagation this morning. Toward the end, he was picking up a little bit, but nice to hear that report there, Steve.
Roger. Okay, well, when you close it down, I'll try to give him a holler.
Well, go ahead and give him a holler right now if your antenna, it sounds like your antenna's up that way.
Hey, Roger, okay. KT6KT. KT6KT, this is Whiskey 7 Whiskey Hotel Bravo. You got a copy, Serge? I think he turned it off.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, normally he's quite a bit stronger down here, but just wasn't there. It wasn't happening either time I was. I could hear him, and I knew it was him. I heard his call letters and everything, but it just wasn't meant to be down here in Tucson today. Anyway, let's see. Final call. Any final late check-ins? K7EME.
And 6 ETA.
Hey, Pete, there you are. Go ahead, Pete.
Dad, just kind of hanging out here, reading the mail. After we get done here, we got to go out and fetch the trash can. I heard it going down the street here a minute ago.
Yeah, I'm glad I called over your way a couple of times, and I didn't hear you there, so... Of course, I always wonder, we got to make sure you're doing okay. Excuse me. So you had a good week?
Oh, as good as we expected, I guess.
Well, that's good. Glad you're on the radio. And did you do? I think you get on 10 meters, don't you? There was a contest going on. Did you listen to 10 at all?
Yeah, I think there was a contest yesterday. And I did get on and listen around a little bit, but didn't really operate.
Okay, well, sounds good. Yeah, I know you listen around a little bit there. It was hopping pretty good there. And I imagine that contest is still going on today. All right. Well, thanks for checking in and stopping by and saying hi. So we'll catch up with you next week, there, Pete.
All right. So put the pants on, go right there.
All right, so sounds good, and I think we'll shut things down unless there's anybody else out there.
Kilo Echo 6, Kilo November Yankee.
Kilo Echo 6 Kilo November Yankee, is that right?
That's a Roger Roger. The DM44. My name is Jim, and I'm in Pine, Arizona.
Okay, Jim. Very good. I'm not even peeked up on the Pine area, but good to have you in there. And I just want to confirm your call. Kilo Echo 6, Kilo November Yankee, and you're in Pine. I know somebody who lives in Pine, a former employee of mine. Anyways, sounds good. Jim, tell us about your station, and I believe this is the first time you've checked into the net. Is that correct?
This is Roger Roger, the first time checking into the net. I'm originally from California. Don't put me down. I'm a very conservative person. But I ran the Bozo net for 3 years every Wednesday night in California on 144-240. I'm just now putting my station together. I've got a M-squared 17 element at 60 feet, and I'm pointed 180 degrees at this particular time. Running an old 746 ICOM that's a little grumpy, but it's doing the job here. Back to you.
Oh my, yeah, we're getting a little bit of aircraft enhancement. You hit 5 and 9 there, so yeah. Well, excellent on all. Solid copy. You're coming from California and activity out there. I have been able to check into the Bozo net once or twice, several times, I think, from down here. I'm in the Tucson area. And so occasionally we work folks out there on sideband here. Not commonly, but when the guys out there aim their antennas to the east, frequently we can make contact. So that's always fun. And so welcome to the Arizona community here on VHF. Do you have other bands there, Jim? Over.
Negative. Everything else is all HF. It's all HF that I've got going on here. The only thing is the 2 meters. I've been here for 5 years. I'm just now putting all this stuff up and getting back on the air. Looking forward to talking to Gene and maybe Jack tomorrow over in the Chino Valley area, the Prescott area. It's a real hard copy for me to copy the people you were talking to today. It was almost impossible. But I've got a good copy on you. But I don't have your call sign. This is KE6KNY in Pine.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My call is Kilo 7 Echo Mike Echo. K7EME, as in Earth Moon Earth, which is part of my my enjoyment of the hobby here, and hence the call letters. And so the net is the Arizona Sidewinders on 2net, and so just we have a website which is I'm sorry, a major brain blank there. It's az-swat.net. az-swat for Sidewinders on 2.net. And so that's they'll give you some more information on our group here and everything you need to know. Plus, there's a map of all the stations over the last few years that have checked in. So topographically, if you want to point your antenna, we're also on NetLogger, if you're familiar with that, online. And so there's a check-in list. We start at about a little bit after 7 in the mornings here and do some air scatter work. We get a station in New Mexico that will check in and can't always, just basically because of his local terrain, we can't talk to him directly, but we do use aircraft coming out of the east that head up toward LA and toward Phoenix, and use those planes as a reflection reflector to be able to communicate, and we do pretty well with that. The other thing is that we have a live stream on YouTube, and so that is on every morning. It originates from the station here, and so you can do just a search, a simple YouTube search to find the initial stream, and just do AZ space SWOT, SWOT, again for Sidewinders on 2, and then another space and Sunday. And that, or you can throw my call letters in there as well, K7EME, and that will get you the live stream. And we did that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and we started several months ago at doing that for stations just such as yourself that can't hear, like the Las Vegas station that Surge KT6KT that just checked in. And some of the other stations, oftentimes because of terrain or whatever, you're blocked. Well, now you can hear them as I hear them, and I have a pretty good horizon to most all of the areas from my location here, just a little bit west of Tucson, right at the edge of the Saguaro National Park, on the just west of Tucson. Anyway, that'll get you up to date. I think get you some information there, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow on Gene's Net, and he'll be very happy to have someone else up there in Central Arizona, because Gene's been working hard to get that SWOT net going, and you'll certainly be he'll be happy to have you there. Jim, any other questions for you? KE6KNY with the Arizona SWOT net. Go ahead, Jim.
I just want to confirm the website. It's az-swot, SWOT.net. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger.
All right, well, that's about all I've got here. Good talking to you. Did meet you briefly there at the swap meet in Mesa a couple weeks ago. I was with my buddy, K6TDI Terry out of Payson.
Oh, I saw Terry. I was able to say hi to him there. So you must have been. We probably were standing very close to each other. Yes, I know Terry. I know pretty much all the guys in Arizona. So I'll be at the Ham Fest at Thunderbird. They're coming up after the first of the year, and so maybe we'll get to have an eyeball QSO with you.
Oh, that's great. Well, Terry said that's K6EME or K7EME, but you were busy with somebody else, and we had other things we wanted to do, and I think Gene showed up. I said hi to Gene, and kind of got on with things. Had a great time at the swap meet. Hopefully I can pursue this 2-meter sideband here in Arizona. It's a lot different than it was in California, but we're going to make it work here, and I'll see you tomorrow night on Gene's Net at 7 o'clock. KE6KNY 73.
Okay, very good, Jim. Nice to meet you. And yes, there is a large community of active VHF, UHF, and even up into the microwave band. So whatever you want to do, I think the main purpose of this net is to get folks involved in VHF down here. And so many people do not realize how what you can do on VHF 2-meter. Well, just for example, Surge is 400 miles away, and I talk to him every Sunday on 2 meters. And most folks, if they've only been exposed to FM repeater work on 2 meters, they get blown away by when they find out what you can do. And I mean, seriously, we use, I use the moon, hearing you whistling into the microphone and hearing your whistle come back 2.5 seconds later from the moon is an experience that that is priceless, so to speak. And using a 737 to talk to somebody several hundred miles away or something like that, you don't get that on HF. It's and so Arizona's got a lot of mountains and they block the signals. We find ways around that, and that's a lot of the fun of it. Anyway, I'll say 7.3s and we'll shut the net down, but I'm glad you came by, Jim. Looking forward to hearing you down the road. This is K7 EME, and if there's no one else, we'll stop the live stream and say 7.3s to all.
YP?
Yeah, first off, go ahead, Al.
Well, I was going to try to get 10, but my amplifier just did something weird, so I guess that's not going to work. I had a really good copy on him from Delta Mike 41, over.
Oh, Jim up there? Yeah, well, he may be hearing you barefoot. Jim, are you copying Al? Oh, I guess he moved on. And was that you, Robert?
That's it. If I had a direction on L, I could probably turn the beam. The 17 element is pretty narrow.
Yeah, it is. I know how that is. I'm running basically a pair of those, different antenna, but a pair of 19 element ones, and it gets pretty sharp. Al, if you're aimed at me, you're pretty much aimed at Al from where you're at there. But he's barefoot, so his amp is giving him some troubles. But you guys will make contact. He's down, if you know roughly where Green Valley is, he's kind of down in that area.
I'm not familiar with Green Valley. Is that in the Tucson area?
Yeah, it's south of Tucson. He's about 20 miles south of me. So he's used that. You're pretty much aimed right at him there, Jim.
Well, Al, if you're out there, this is KE6KNY. Al, give me a shout.
We'll give it a shot here. The amplifier just messed up again. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, this K7ZYP, I'll go ahead and crank the power up on the radio here as high as it'll go, and as far as barefoot goes, and okay, that's 100 watts right there. That's as good I can do there, Doug, but yeah, K6KNY, K7ZYP, Delta Mike 41, over.
This is KE6KNY. I copied the last part of that conversation, and your call sign is K7. That's all I picked up is K7. Go ahead.
Yeah, the call sign is Kilowatt 7 Zulu Yankee Papa. Zulu Yankee Papa. Over.
Al, you're taking a page there. I'm copying K7, and it took a page. We lost our path there for a second. But I am hearing you. You're all making it to Pine, Arizona from the Tucson area.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm not sure I moved the antenna. I had a better copy on you. But anyway, Doug, go ahead and tell him what my call sign is, and I'll catch him next time after I get the amp going again. Over.
Yeah, okay. So, Jim, his call is Kilo 7 Zulu Yankee Papa. He's in Delta Mike 41, so he's one more grid south, and so that he'll you guys will work. He's just running barefoot, and so he doesn't. He's a little bit limited there right now. He's got, I think, some PTT problems or some driver problems with the amplifier that we got to work on that, Al. And I think there was another station in there that would like to try with you, Jim. I think that was Robert. Was that you, Robert?
Yes, KE6KNY, KE6KNY, November 7, Victor Delta, 5 and 1, over.
This is Kilo Echo 6, Kilo November Yankee. I copied N7, Victor Delta, Roger.
Back to you, Robert.
it's up and down. On QSB, you were really great, but now you're back down. Anyway, I'm blocked by a mountain, but pretty good copy there for a while. KE6KNY, November 7, Victor Delta, over.
November 7, Victor Delta, Kilo Echo 6, Kilo November Yankee. You're a little weak. There's a little QRM there, but I did copy N7 Victor Delta, KE6KNY.
KE6KNY, November 7, Victor Delta. Any copy? Over.
Roger.
Yeah, Robert, he's copying you every transmission. I think Usury Mountain is getting in the way there, Robert. Is there another peak you could try to bounce off the side of, or are you blocked from Four Peaks, maybe?
No, he's just been up and down, kind of like just as Bill Terry has been in the times. So anyway, but there for a while he was 5'9" to me. But anyway, KE6KNY and 7 Victor Delta, good copy when I can, but we're blocked by a mountain. Anyway, good to meet you, and we'll look for you again. N7VD is clear.
N7VD, Kilo Echo 6, Kilo November Yankee. Well, the path picked up there right there at the end, and you were a solid 5'7", solid 5'7". I'm sure we'll talk again down the road one of these days. KE6KNY. See ya.
Yeah, okay, Robert. Yeah, he had you up to 5 and 7 there. But it sounds like a little bit of air scatter enhancement. So, anyways, we'll make it one of these times there for you. While I'm at it, anybody else out there copying? Jim would like to see if they can make contact. Okay, nothing else there, Jim. We'll shut the net down at this point, and thank you so much for stopping by. This is Doug, K7 Echo Mike Echo, shutting down the Arizona SWAT net, and we'll do it all again next Sunday.
Hey, Doug.